new setup. It might be a little ugly because I am in the bathroom right now. In honor of the new year, that means new makeup! And today I will be showing you guys how I'm gonna do my new year makeup. It's very like Douyin inspired, which is totally different from what I was doing in 2025. But yeah.
First thing I do is I start off with a skin tint because I prefer how it feels lighter in comparison to foundations. I spread it evenly with my fingers first as I don't like the streaky finish of brushes, and I go in with a beauty blender to really press it into my skin. I like working in small sections starting with my cheeks and use the leftover pigment on my nose. I also dab some on my chin and my upper lip, and I've put a few drops on my forehead. And honestly, just see how natural that looks. Next up, I use this bronzer stick from LYS, and I dab, not swipe. I start a little above my cheekbones, then my jawline, and my forehead. And afterwards, I use a slightly tight packed brush and just really blend it all in. I like blending all the way to my hairline so it looks seamless as well. After my bronzer, I then go in with a red blush from Rhode. Instead of applying it directly to my skin, I use a brush because I noticed that it carries more pigment. If you do end up putting a little more like I did right here, I just use my fingers to rub it in, or I use a sponge. I then use a lightweight concealer under my eyes, specifically right under the corner area. While I let it dry for more coverage, I use this thicker concealer from e.l.f. and I use a very tight, tiny brush to apply it around my nose. And then when blending, I use this tight compact brush, and I really like tapping it in first and then swiping it. Afterwards, I use this pressed powder and I apply it in oily areas that I want to mattify with a fluffy loose brush. I like this one because it has a nice baby powder scent to it. For my brows, I brush my natural hair upwards first, and I use a dark brown pencil to lightly fill in the tail and front parts. Then I glue the front pieces upwards and tail outwards to create a slight arch. I then use a powdered bronzer and lightly go over the areas I used a stick bronzer prior with a fluffy brush. For the nose contour, I use a powdered color that imitates my shadows because I noticed that when I use a powdered bronzer, the orange makes it look very unnatural, whereas the shadow shade makes it harder to detect. The key is also just bringing it up to your eyes as well. And with the same palette, I use a mauve shade around the outer areas where we put the liquid blush. And then I use a baby pink shade towards the center. If you have excess, I just put it around my nose. And what really sells the contour is I use this silver toned highlighter, and I love it so much. I create an exclamation mark on my nose and I put some on my brow bone as well. For my eyeshadow, I take a brown shade and use a fluffy brush to place it all over my eyes. I then go in with a tighter brush and take a dark brown shade and focus it on the outer areas, but this time careful to not go beyond the first fold. Lastly, I use an angled brush to pick up a black shade, creating a wing. I stop at the tail of my brow and bring it towards the middle of my eye. When curling your lashes, make sure there's no residual mascara. Last time I did that, I ripped mine out. I then put a thin layer of black waterproof mascara to keep them up. You know how stubborn Asian lashes are. I then use these self-adhesive manga lashes, and I put 3 on each eye under my natural ones. I find clusters much easier than the strip ones personally. I then take a dark brown waterproof eyeliner and go over the black shadowed wing earlier. And using the same highlighter, I put it in my inner corners as well. For the lips, I use a light brown pencil to go over my natural lip line. Then I take a lip liner from Makeup Forever that's a similar shade to the color of my lips, and I top it off with a nude gloss. I lock everything in with the Charlotte Tilbury spray, and while it's still wet, I like pressing it in with the beauty blender. And once dry, I take a fluffy brush and take loose powder and place it in areas where I tend to get oily. Ta-da! That is the finished makeup. I hope you guys enjoy it. I've been experimenting with makeup recently and I can't wait to make more videos. Bye bye!